Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Yes po.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
So, in 5 minutes, we can start na. Let's just wait for the others. Am I echoing?
No, ma'am.
Okay, sige. Ako lang pala nag-echo dahil dito sa room. Anyway, let's just wait for the others. Okay, I think we can start already. So before we formally start, may I ask Julie Ann to lead us into an opening prayer.
So let us pray. Lord, thank you for all the blessings that you have given to us. Sana po kayong maging instrumento upang matutunan namin ang mga dapat naming matutunan sa araw na ito. Kayo na din po ang gumabay sa aming lahat at sa magtuturo po sa amin na si Ma'am Angela upang nang sa gayon ay maibahagi niya sa amin ang lahat ng kanyang nalalaman. Salamat po sa lahat-lahat at patawarin mo po kami sa aming mga kasalanan. This we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Okay, so before we start, may I ask everyone to open your camera? May I see your pens and notebook if you have? Let me check. Okay, very good. I can see Charisma, Sheena, Michael, Julie Ann, having your notes, Karen. Okay. Can you please raise it muna sa screen nyo kahit wag masyado? Makita ko lang yung pen and paper ninyo. Oh, the rest is not opening, the others I should say. They're not opening their cameras. Anong
Excuse me po,
ginagawa?
ma'am.
Anya? Apay?
Ma'am, basag po kasi yung camera ng phone ko, ma'am. Hindi makita, ma'am.
Sige. I will see naman mamaya sa Google Drive kung magte-take note kayo or hindi. Diba? So, ang gagawin natin, your notes, picturean nyo siya. Kung pwede, gawin nyo siyang PDF para mas madaling mag-check. Alam nyo ba kung paano mag-convert ng PDF? Hindi. O, i-download din nyo yung application ng Cam Scanner. Ngayon, pag mag-picture kayo doon ng multiple pages, i-convert nyo yun. May option doon na pwede nyo i-convert into PDF. So, yung PDF po, yun po yung i-upload mo sa akin. If you have other means of converting it into PDF, you may use so. Okay? Kahit saan po kayo comfortable. Anyway, for the meantime, you may open your camera para hindi naman ako ma-conscious kakaturo na lahat kayo naka-off ang camera. You may turn it off kapag mahina yung internet niyo. I can understand naman. So for the meantime, you open your camera. I have 47 participants. Thank you guys for joining me in our class. I actually have a recorded lecture on this one already, but I opted to conduct actual Zoom meeting so that I can elaborate more the discussions I made. Okay, so let's start. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
By the way, before we start, may I ask, meron na ba kayong film screen na subject?
Meron, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Kailan? Nung first sem or second sem?
Ngayon po.
Ngayon, ma'am.
Gosh. Okay, sige. Hindi din tayo makaka-lesson 2. Actually, I only have 46 slides. Pagkabasa ko kanina, I think I can do this in one sitting. Kaso, may mga topics doon, especially sa lesson 2 regarding the structure and mechanism of your CR and DR. Parang I was wondering, second year pa lang pala kayo and supposedly, ang film screen is mas maganda na first sem. Dapat matutunan nyo na siya in first sem. Kasi dapat kasunod niya yung rad production natin na subject. Anyway, mag-stop muna tayo sa lesson 1 lang today. So we will be finished as soon as possible, earlier than expected. Out of 46 slides, hanggang 18 slides lang tayo. And I will make separate slide for our lesson 2. Okay? Kasi madali lang sana yun kung natutunan nyo na yung film screen. But Kakasimula pa lang naman ng prelim, no rush. Okay? So, I need a co-host. Wait lang. I'll find some co-host. Maika, nakalaptop ka?
Hindi, ma'am.
Sinong nakalaptop, guys?
Ma'am, ako po.
Hershey?
Yes
Try ko
po,
kung
ma'am.
pwede mag-co-host dito. Ayun, pwede. Ay, Hershey. Ayun, pwede. O Hershey, admit mo yung mga parating palang has para hindi na ako ma-distract. Kasi nakikita ko yung mga nasa waiting room. Okay, so let's start with your computed and digital radiography. So since this is our first day and first meeting for our computed and digital radiography, we will be discussing more on its outward structure and the introduction of the subject, and of course, some of its historical development. Okay? Hershey, are you distracted with the briefing or carry lang?
Ma'am, okay lang po.
Okay, sige. I will give you an extended time to copy our lectures later on na lang. Okay, so for our outline, I prepared an outline ng topic natin. So for the course outline of prelim coverage, we have your chapter 1, Principles of Computed Radiography, which contains 3 lessons. Your historical perspective, your structure and mechanism, and the last is comparison of film screen to photostimulable phosphor and your flat panel detectors. But we will first start with your historical perspective. But before that, I want to ask you, what do you think what comes in your mind when you hear the word digital radiography? Or you may type it in our chat box kung nahihiya po kayo mag-unmute. Okay, what comes in your mind when you hear the word digital radiography? Oh, I will ask Tuha, what comes in your mind when we say conventional radiography and digital radiography? Any guess? Guys, any guess? O may nag-chat. Very short and concise. From Cecil, thank you. Kapag digital, it is computerized. Kapag conventional, you manually do it, right? So, thank you, Cecil, but that's too general. Pero tama ka naman, Cecil. Thank you, Cecil, for your participation. Kapag po digital radiography, it is the computer or digital adaptation of our computers in the radiology. Halimbawa, yung computed radiography po natin. Kapag conventional po, hindi tayo gumagamit ng computer. Mano-mano po yan. Pupunta ka sa x-ray machine, mag-x-ray ka, yung image receptor, dadalhin mo sa darkroom, ipaprocess mo sa developer, sa fixer, sa water, and then makakaproduce ka na ng image. And then you go out, ipapadrive mo pa yung plaka, yung film mo, and then ready for reading na siya. While in computed radiography po or digital radiography, it's more advanced now. We do not need to go or we do not need to use your darkroom. Okay? Sa computed and digital radiography po natin, we have machines or equipments that will automatically produce our images. For your computed radiography, we still need a processor. But that processor is what we call now your reader. Okay, for conventional radiography po kasi, merong mga advancement before na automatic processor. Pag-aaralan nyo po yun sa ating film screen later on. Sa ating computed radiography, ang processor po natin ay tinatawag natin na reader. Sa ating digital radiography po, wala po tayong reader. Okay, directly na po siyang nako-convert into an image. Okay, pagka-click mo ng button to produce an x-ray, orada din po, may lalabas na image na sa ating computer. So that's the advancement. But before we go to the future, let's first go back to the history or the past of your digital radiography. O di ba? Kahit sa ating CRDR, may real-time history. Okay? Sometimes it's good to look back at the past. Anyway, so our first historical perspective, I will be introducing to you the first computers or the first concept of the computer, development of computer. So we all know that our computers, the first one that has been produced, ang first calculating tool na ginagamit natin is the abacus. Okay, you take note that one. The first calculating tool that was developed is your abacus by the Chinese during 1917, if I'm not mistaken. Okay? Yun po yung una nating calculating tool. And then in 17th century, Blaise Pascal and Gottfried Leibniz developed another tool, ayan, that is used, that can already conduct addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division function. Pwede na po nilang i-gawin yun. Sa abacus kasi, mano-mano mo siyang kinakalculate. Sa kanilang calculator, in Pascal's calculator, they use peg wheels that could perform 4 basic functions, your addition, subtraction, multiplication, and your division. Kayang-kaya po ng machine na yan. Okay? In this picture, ito po yung old image niya. And this one, nasa museum na, hindi na po natin siya ginagamit because we have more advanced calculator that we use nowadays. Okay? Next is Charles Babbage and Hermann Hollerith tabulating machine. Are you familiar with Charles Babbage?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who is Charles Babbage?
Din sa computer, ma'am, siya ata yung first na nag-introduce, parang ganun.
He is the father of computer that they say. Okay, so si Charles Babbage, he produced or developed a machine called that is called your analytical engine. Yan po yung first machine that could perform general calculations. Look at his machine, di ba? So tinitignan pa lang, mapapasabi ka na lang talaga ng I hate math. Paano mo naman i-compute ang addition, multiplication, subtraction sa machine na yan? Buti na lang, may computer at calculator na tayo ngayon. At your right side, that is Hermann Hollerith's tabulating machine. And that machine was used for census gathering. Diyan po kino-compute, kaya madali po ang mas madali na po ang mag-tabulate ng mga census po natin. And Hermann Hollerith is actually a very famous person because without him, we wouldn't be having mga computers nowadays. So parang siya yung proponent ng production ng mga computers. So sobrang famous po niya. Isa pong company ngayon is your IBM or your International Business Machine. Sila na po yung mga kilalang machine na nakapag-produce ng computers po natin. Okay? Ay, sorry, nakamute na next ko pala sana. Okay, next is we have John Atanasoff and Clifford Berry in 1939. They designed the first electronic digital computer. So, can you imagine kung anong dinevelop nila na computer? Okay, so this one is the first electronic digital computer that they developed. So, electronic, pwede mo na siyang isaksak. Okay? You might be wondering, bakit naman ganyan yung computer nila? Walang keyboard, walang monitor. That computer, the purpose of computer before is from the word itself to compute only. Kaya po ganyan ang itsura nila. Hindi kagaya ng computer sa atin ngayon na may internet, may mga iba't ibang klase ng software, hardware. Nung unang panahon po, ganyan lang yung mga computer nila. And as you can see with the previous illustration kanina, these machines, they are not electronic, they are mechanical only. Mechanical engine po yung mga ginagamit nila. But through innovation po, ang ating history po, walang ano dyan ha, walang, hindi po siya kabaliktad na dinedegrade po nila yung mga inventions. From one invention to another po ang ginagawa nila to improve the discovery of the other. Ganun po sa ating history. Even sa mga machines po natin, the machine of one person is improved into a better machine. That is innovation. Okay, dahil po sa innovation, na-improve po ang mga discoveries nila Charles Babbage, nila Blaise Pascal. So this is the first electronic digital computer that was developed by John Atanasoff and Clifford Berry in 1939. Okay, so next. Okay, so this one naman, this is the first computer established in the German military during 1943. Inisip ko kung ano yung kaya dito, discussion ko. Okay, so during the military war po, sa German military, sila lang po ang meron nitong machine. And your Colossus machine, it was very successful. But due to its usage, masyado pong pinoprotektahan ng mga military ang kagamitan nila. So they only develop it or they just kept it on themselves na meron palang ganitong machine which is called your Colossus. So sila lang po yung nagbe-benefit nito, sila lang po yung gumagamit ng Colossus machine po nito. Natin, I should say. Okay, next is we have okay, so Mark 1. I won't forget Mark 1 because it is another successful machine, but because of its parang bago lang siya na ilabas sa industriya, masyado po siyang prone sa malfunction. Have you watched Hidden Figures movie? Familiar ba kayo sa Hidden Figures na movie? Or hindi? Are you familiar with Hidden Figures na movie? Hindi. You should watch that. Highly recommended. Okay, so sa ating, dun kasi sa movie, meron itong machine, lumabas itong machine which is Mark 1. True to life movie, yung Hidden Figures, mga black women na nag-work sa NASA, they are what they call computers. Computers po yung tawag sa mga babae na yun because they are the one responsible for computing numbers sa pag-take off, sa pag-land ng mga rockets na nilalaunch ng NASA. Okay, so itong Mark 1 na to, they use it in that company sa NASA and then biglang nasira at dahil sa pag-advertise or pag-commercialize itong machine, tinanggal na nila lahat nila ng mga computers na babae, computers na mga tao. They manually compute ha, imagine that one. Nagmamano-mano silang mag-compute and then tinanggal sila because of Mark 1. And then one time, yung rocket na magla-land off sana, or hindi siya rocket. Yung astronaut na magla-land off, they cannot point kung saan siya magla-land kasi biglang nasira si Mark 1. So they called the woman from the computers, mga tao na nagko-compute, and then she computed kung saan maglaland yung astronaut and she did it accurately. Okay, so that's one of the disadvantages of your Mark 1, kaya hindi na po siya ganun kino-commercialize. Okay, the next one is first general purpose computer was developed in 1946 at the University of Pennsylvania by J. Presper Eckert and John Marchley. So this is it. Okay, as you can see, mga babae po ang nagko-compute. I'm not sure kung ano. No. Itong Mark 1 talaga yung ginamit dun sa sa Hidden Figures na movie. Okay? So, as you can see, mayroon ba kayo napapansin? Yung mga computers from the history, habang dinedevelop nila, palaki ng palaki. Napapansin nyo yun? Yung computer na ganito lang kaliit, yung rectangle, biglang lumaki siya into bigger one talaga na structure. Ganun po talaga nagde-develop yung mga scientists natin before. Lahat ng machines na ginagamit nila, palakihan ng palakihan. Di ba nadatnan din naman natin yung ganung mga machines and computers. Dati yung computers natin, yung may XRT, vacuum tube, XRT tuloy, X-ray tube. Vacuum tube yung ginagamit natin sa matataba nating computer. Di ba kapag babaklasin mo yung likod ng computer, may makikita ka parang vacuum na malaki. So those are vacuum tube. Kaya palaki ng palaki yung mga computers na ginagamit natin. Ngayon, paseksihan naman ang ating ginagamit. Kagaya lang sa mga cellphone natin. From makakapal, nagiging maninipis na lang. Na-observe nyo yun? That's because of innovation. Okay? Itong computer na pinapresento sa inyo, this is what we call your ENIAC. It contains 18,000 vacuum tubes. So imagine how big that is. And at an average of 1 every 7 minutes. O nagpa-fail daw siya every 7 minutes. And neither Mark 1 nor the ENIAC had instruction stored in a memory device. So, both your ENIAC and your Mark 1 has same disadvantages. Have the same disadvantages, which is they are prone to malfunction. Okay, kaya hindi po to siya highly commercialized during that time. It was only until the development of William Shockley ng ating transistor. This is the transistor. O di ba? Buti pa sa inyo na nakikita nyo to. Dati nung college ako, we're just imagining what transistor looks like. So this is your transistor. So your transistor is an electronic switch that allow alternately or does not allow electronic signals to pass. Because of this development of William Shockley, as you can see kasi sa previous development, your ENIAC and Mark 1 has been prone to malfunction because there is poor storage of the program. But because of the development of William Shockley of the Bell telephone ng kanyang transistor, we are now able to incorporate programs in our computers. Okay, so the transistor allowed Ferkert and Matchley of Sperry Rand Corporation to develop your Unibag. Ito na po yung sinasabi ko. Which appeared in 1951 as the first commercially available general purpose stored program, electronic digital computer. Okay, so those are the history of computer. Kung kailan tayo nagkaroon ng stored programs. Ano po yung mga stored programs natin? Meron na po tayong mga software na available. Kaya po, ang ating computers from its purpose na mag-compute lang before, nowadays, we can now use it generally with general purpose kagaya ng pag-search, pag-store ng mga images, ng videos. That's because of the transistor. Without it, hindi ma-discover or ma-produce ni Ferkert and Matchley yung ating Unibag, which is the basis for our first generation of computer. Okay? So these are the history of our computers. We have 4 generations of your computer. I won't discuss it thoroughly now already because you are able to read. Nababasa nyo naman yung mga difference. You may screenshot it kasi mag-next na ako later on. Okay? Ang first generation ng computer po natin, they use vacuum tube. So, na-imagine nyo na yung computer nyo. Nung high school kayo, kung may computer laboratory kayo, yung mga computers ninyo na matataba, tapos yung Windows, ano ba? Ano ba yung mga oldest na Windows? Mga Windows 7 or 5 pa lang yung gamit ninyo. Yun po yung first generation of computer natin. Our second generation computer became available in 1958 and were based on individually packaged transistors. So mas advanced po itong second generation natin compared to our first generation. Kasi sa second generation natin, incorporated na po ang ating transistors. Okay, so it's safe to say, during your first generation, wala pa po mga softwares dyan. So, disregard what I said na may Windows something na dyan. Okay? Next, the third generation computers use integrated circuits which consists of many transistors and other electronic elements fused onto a chip. Ang chip po natin, it is a tiny device of semiconductor material, usually a silicon. Okay, yun po yung ginagamit natin na chip. And these are introduced in 1964. The microprocessor was developed by Ted Hoff in 1971. Okay, so I won't push through with your fourth generation because your fourth generations are just merely computers that we use nowadays. May monitor, may keyboard, and LCD na po yung mga ginagamit natin. Okay? Your liquid cathode device, yun po yung LCD. VSLI, and your LSI, yun na yung mga laptops, ginagamit natin sa laptops natin nowadays. Okay, so those are the 4 generations of computers. Kung meron ma'am, hindi ko sinasabi na mag-i-stop na po yan sa 4th generation of computers. Of course, we're still young. In the future, there may be developments in our computers that we do not know yet. So pwede pa pong umabot yan ng 5th generation, 6th generation, and so on and so forth. Okay? Go, Catherine. Focus na focus, Mangopia. You may listen to me first. I will upload naman the video. Kung ano lang yung makopya nyo, yun lang. Huwag yung masyadong dibdibin. Okay? So, before we incorporate your digital geography, of course, we have to know. I'm sorry, natakpan pala tong screen ko. Ayan. Okay. So before we incorporate our digital radiography, let's first differentiate your analog and digital. Okay, kapag analog, it refers to a continuously varying quantity. While a digital system, it uses 2 values that vary discretely through coding. Okay, kapag analog, parang conventional po yan. Mano-mano na nagbibilang with varying quantity. While our digital system, meron po tayong mga coding which allows us to receive data automatically and digitally. So kung pag-compare na lang natin tong watch, between these two, your analog and digital, mas mahirap yung sa analog kasi magbibilang-bilang ka pa. Actually, yung pinsan ko, ayaw niya ng analog na watch, especially on this on this left side. Kasi hindi daw siya marunong gumamit ng analog ng watch. Okay? Unlike kasi sa digital, isang silip mo lang, alam mo na. Diba? Kapag analog, you still compute kung anong oras na. Okay? But it's still wiser to learn from your analog or conventional to digital than to learn from digital to analog. That's why we're going back through the history of our computers. Paano po ba siya na-incorporate sa ating digital radiography? Okay, so that's where we will be moving on, which is in your computed tomography or your CT scan. Have you heard the word CT scan? Of course, kasi nag-intro to RadTech na kayo. Okay, your CT scan, this is actually the birth of your digital radiography. It is the first machine in your radiography that uses computer. Okay? Ang ating CT scan, ito, ganito siya kalaki. Our first CT scan is usually was designed for your head imaging only. Remember that one? For head imaging ang ating CT scan. And the scanning time used to be hours. Unlike ngayon, kapag nakapanood na kayo ng mga procedure with CT scan, 5 minutes or less, tapos na po ang procedure. During sa time ni Godfrey Hounsfield, the one who discovered and developed your CT scan, 5 hours po ang tinitake ng isang image lang. Ang isang image na yun ay isang slice. Ngayon, we can already take up to hundreds of slides in a single shot, or kaya in less than 1 minute, pwede na tayong mag-acquire ng hundreds of images or hundreds of slices. Slices kasi ang tawag natin sa mga image natin sa CT scan. I will show you why. So this is the first brain CT scan image. As you can see, yan na po yung 5 hours na pag-take ng CT scan. And it will take days before you acquire a detailed image of that one. Yung mas clear, yung may details na yung brain, it will take days. While our modern CT scan images, it can produce 5, 10, 15 slices at a time. O diba? So amazing. And also, compared mo sa ating first brain CT scan, mas detailed na po yung mga structures ng ating brain compared sa first CT scan image. And nowadays, our CT scan is not only designed for your brain. We can now use it with the different parts of our body. Okay? Because of the development of your CT scan, of course, we also have your MRI. Another machine that we use for detailed structures. Yan na po yung second machine natin na gumagamit ng computer for detailed structures. That and your fluoroscopy. Your fluoroscopy naman po, it's like your X-ray machine, pero mas advanced lang and digitized po yung mga images natin. Sa fluoroscopy kasi natin, we can see images real time. Okay? Kagaya ng paggalaw ng isang vein or ng artery, ng vessel po natin, we can see that yung pagpasok ng contrast media, yung pag-flow ng contrast media, we can see that in our fluoroscopy. Paano po ba nangyayari ang fluoroscopy? It's just series of images taken at a single time. So that's how fluoroscopy makes your images move possible. Okay? So, meron tayong ginagamit ng VDCon and PubDCon, PlumDCon na ginagamit natin for our dynamic or real-time image. So sila po yung nag-enable sa machine natin to produce your real-time images, yung mga gumagalaw na images. Okay, so that's your digital radiography. It's safe to say now that your CT scan, your MRI, your fluoroscopy, they are part now of your digital radiography. Okay? So next, your digital imaging system. So this is already the introduction of your computed and digital radiography. So we have a digital imaging wherein we use computer or advanced equipments from your conventional radiography to digital radiography or digital imaging. Ang ating digital imaging, it is subdivided into 2 parts or 2 categories na pwedeng gamitin ng iba't ibang hospital. Pwede sa hospital na to, computed radiography ang ginagamit. Pwede sa hospital na to, digital radiography ang gumagamit. Ma'am, meron pa po bang gumagamit ng conventional radiography ngayon? Yes po, meron pa rin mga hospital na gumagamit ng conventional radiography. Okay? So, may mga hospital, computed, and then digital radiography. For your computed radiography, we have your indirect conversion. Kaya po siya tinatawag na indirect conversion kasi yung X-ray image natin, antok na antok yan, Hershey. Kasi yung ating images from your image receptor, kailangan po siyang i-process into our processor called your reader. And then, ang reader po natin, doon po natin ipapasok yung mga phosphor plates po natin. O later on, I will be discussing that one detailedly. Kaya tinatanong ko kayo kung may film screen na kayo kasi mahirap intindihin ang concept ng computed or digital imaging generally. Mahirap i-grasp ang concept ng digital imaging kung wala pa kayong knowledge ng film or conventional radiography. Okay? So I will just discuss it in general form para later on, in your midterm semifinals, it is better na. Okay? So ang digital radiography natin, meron po siyang 2 types of conversion. We have your indirect and direct conversion. Ang ginagamit naman po kasi natin kapag indirect conversion, we have your thin film transistors and your charge coupled device. Sa ating direct conversion naman po, we use your amorphous selenium materials. So itong nasa pinakababa po, these are the materials that we use in your image receptor in producing your images. But later on in our lesson 2, I will discuss it more detailedly. Ano? Kasi ngayon pa lang, inaantok na kayo, how much more pag i-discuss ko na yon. Okay? Lesson 2. Oh, wala na. Ayun, lesson 2. Tapos na natin ang historical perspective. Okay, ito pala yung video. So, due to the birth of your digital radiography, from our conventional radiography, mas advanced na po ang ating imaging nowadays. So, I will show you an example kung gano'n na po ka-advanced ang ating digital imaging nowadays. This is only for X-ray. Guys, okay lang kung walang audio. Ang importante, kita niyo. Pero mas okay yata pag may audio. Wait lang. Meron ba? Cassette holder. Yung nagmo-move na yan pababa. That's your vertical cassette holder. It holds the cassette kung saan nagpo-produce po ang ating mga image. Yan po yung dinadala natin sa darkroom to be developed and produce your images. Okay? But in your digital radiography, we do not need to put that in our darkroom. Kasi automatically, madedetect na po ng cassette na yan ang ating X-ray and then mag-produce na po yan sa computer natin. No need for that. And you can see how efficient it is using your digital radiography. No need to move it by yourself manually. You only put the factors, move your tables, lahat na po automatic. Parang wala na tayong kahirap-hirap dyan. So, in the future, kapag nag-handle na kayo ng digital imaging, mas magaan na po yung trabaho nyo compared sa ibang hospital na gumagamit pa din ng conventional imaging. Okay, so this is more advanced machine kasi nakikita nyo na yung image doon. But this is wrong, ha? You do not, kapag mag-x-ray ka po, you do not stand at the side while the examination is going on. Kailangan po may barrier ka kasi lahat ng scattered x-rays pupunta po sa'yo. Okay, so yun po yung mali dyan. Tsaka digital radiography po yan, mas higher pang exposure natin. Okay, I will stop it na. Kasi I have shown you what I want to show already. That's the advancement of our X-ray machine nowadays. Kung nakikita nyo naman, very efficient na siyang gamitin. Wala na kayong masyadong gagalawin, kundi mag-relax na lang kayo, tagapindot na lang kayo. Kaya nga sa hospital, hate na hate nila tayo eh. Tayo kasing mga radtech, we cannot work without aircon. Eh yung mga nurses, di ba? Patakbo-takbo yan sa mga hallway natin. Samantalang tayo, nakaupo lang, mag-aantay lang ng mga pasyente, tapos naka-aircon pa. Very reasonable naman na mag-aircon tayo kasi yung mga machines natin, it uses high voltage generators. O imagine pag walang aircon, nasabog yung buong radiology department po natin. So kapag wala pong ilaw sa hospital, ibig sabihin wala din tayong trabaho. Kasi hindi po natin pwedeng pagganahin yung mga makina natin pag walang aircon. So good job for choosing that tech. So yun lang nakita kong advantage, guys. Ba't pa kayo nag-radtech? Charot lang. So That's the efficiency and the beauty of our digital radiography nowadays. I can finish your lesson 2 and lesson 3, but I think you are not yet ready for the lesson 2 kasi hindi pa ninyo na-discuss ang film screen. Okay? Sa mga kapasok lang, we're done actually with the lesson 1. Wala, I'm so, konyo, like, small laude. Guys, do you know her? So, small laude is my thing. Charot. Okay. So, that ends our discussion for this afternoon. Very short lang. Grabe. Wala man lang 1 hour. Oh, kasi mahaba ang lesson 2 natin. Your lesson 3, short lang siya, pero hindi nyo siya maintindihan hanggat hindi ko pa na-discuss ang lesson 3. Okay, for your assignment, guys, I will give you an assignment. Since our lesson 2 is about structure and mechanism, your assignment would be number 1. What is the image receptor that we use in computed radiography? In CR, kung ganda lang sulat nyo. Ano gets? Number 2. What are the different parts of your sasabihin ko kasi yung sagot sa number 1 kapag sasabihin ko dito. What are the different parts of the image receptor of your computed radiography? What are the different parts of the image receptor of your computed radiography? Next. What is the image receptor? Ay, hindi. Pang number 4 yun. Number 3. What are the different sizes of image receptor in computed radiography? Para madali na lang yung discussion natin next week. And then number 4, what is the image receptor that we use in digital radiography? O yun lang. 4 yung assignment ni Shaki. Okay. Your number 1, that is only 1 point kasi isa lang naman talagang sagot siya. Your number 2, different parts, 5 points. Okay, but I will make it 2 points each para maging 10 points. And then your number 3, ba't ba ako naglalagay ng points sa assignment? Feeling ko magkukopyahan lang din naman kayo. Sige. I will make, sa recitation ko na lang makikita yan next meeting. Kasi feeling ko hindi nyo naman magigets talaga ang sagot sa number 4. Kasi madaming nalabas dyan. Okay? So guys, that's all for our meeting this afternoon. I hope you have learned something. I will send to you our attendance. Ayan. Please fill it up until 2:30 only. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. See you next week and God bless. Kung may question kayo sa GC. Bye. Ay, wait. Guys, wait. Mali yung attendance na sinend ko. Bye. Yung mag-send ulit ako.